Hi, YouTube family. It's Miss Margaret here again, and this is part 4 of another spiritual encounter. And I just wanted to share it with you. I do not have near death experiences, no, I have out of body experience where my spirit would go to the spiritual realm. And for me, over the years, it has always been a learning experience. And so this is why I share what I share. So this was another spiritual experience because I remember I was in a dream. And I was dreaming and I saw, I don't even know where I was, but I was standing in this field, an open field, and there was a hill, and I saw a group of women all dressed in white, and they were marching going up this hill. They had like white head wraps on their head, and they were all singing and marching up this hill. And I'm watching them and I'm wondering, where are they going? What are they doing? And they're climbing up this hill and they're singing and they're singing. But I couldn't follow them because I was just there watching the procession. And I'm looking and they're going up and they're going up and they're singing and they're happy and they're going up the hill. And then out of the crowd of these women came one woman, and she had a baby in her arms, and the baby was also dressed in white and wrapped up. And she says, "Here, this is your baby." And I was smiling and I took the baby from her. And I said, "Wow, the baby is sleeping peacefully." And then the woman just turned around and she went back with the rest of the group. And they continued going up this hill, singing and happy-go-lucky and singing. And I'm looking at the baby, I hold the baby so nice. And I'm saying, wow, I'm amazed that this baby is fast asleep. With all this singing and all this noise going on, and I'm holding the baby, I'm rocking the baby, and I'm standing there. And then it started to get dark. And I'm saying, but when is this lady gonna come back to take this baby from me? I gotta go. I gotta go. Now, I do not know the sex of this baby, whether it's a girl or whether it's a boy. But the baby's sleeping comfortably in my arms. I'm saying, wow. And I'm looking, all of a sudden now the procession has ended. And all these women have gone up this hill and over this hill, and I can't see them anymore. And I'm saying, but what am I supposed to do with this baby? She said to me, "This is your baby." And I immediately woke up out of that dream. And I'm saying, my goodness, I never paid it any mind. The second dream I had about being given a baby, here we go again. I'm in this huge field, beautiful manicured green grass field. And I'm there. And I saw this huge farmhouse. And there's a woman standing with a baby in her arms at the door. And then she walks and come out. And she's standing now on a porch. But it's like I recognize this woman. And so I walk in, coming towards her, and she's smiling and laughing. And she's coming down the stairs with this baby. And the baby is sleeping, wrapped up in a nice blanket. And she says, here you go. And so I took the baby from her. And there again, the baby is sleeping. I do not know whose baby it is. She didn't say anything to me. She just turned around, walked back up the stairs of this beautiful farmhouse and went back in. And I'm left standing there with this baby. And I'm looking at the baby. I'm saying, oh my goodness. This baby is sleeping and comfortable. And I'm looking and saying, okay, when is she gonna come back and take this baby? Because it's getting late. It's like evening falling and I need to go. And I woke up out of the dream. And I'm saying, wow. This is the second dream. I'm given babies. Third dream now, I remember, it's like I was flying in the dream. Don't ask me how. Don't ask me why. But I'm flying in this dream. And I remember the other dream that I had with the angels when they were taking me up to a certain part in heaven to listen to the teacher teach. And so I'm saying, but wow. And so I ended up in like a room. And there again, somebody is there teaching. But I'm like at the back of the room. And I'm saying, but what am I doing here? This beautiful room. Huge room. And there again, there is somebody teaching. But the way it was I'm seeing people dressed up, yes, in their white gowns, with a hood over their head. I'm not seeing anybody's face because they were all backing me. And so all I can see is their backs. And they're talking and exchanging ideas. All I'm hearing people talking. I do not understand what they were saying. I do not know what the topic was. But they were there teaching and explaining certain things. And I'm there. I'm saying, well, what am I even doing here? This look like out of this world. Why am I even here? And then, all of a sudden, the group that was, they were in like a circle. And somebody was in the middle of the circle teaching and explaining certain things. And all of a sudden the group opened, and here comes this little child walking towards me and grab a hold of my hand and said, let's go. I do not know whether it was a boy or a girl, whether it was an angel, who it was. But this person was in a childlike form. They grabbed a hold of my hand and they said, let's go. And immediately I woke up out of the dream. And I'm saying, but what is this? Why am I dreaming about people giving me babies, about child coming out of a crowd holding my hand? Because in my head I'm saying, that was another part of heaven that I went to. Because I remember in the first out-of-body experience when the 3 angels took me, it was like the same scenery. And I woke up. And here is where I'm going to mention to you. The 3 children that I have, they were all given to me in the spiritual realm before they came into the natural realm where I give birth to them. I did not know what sex they were. I did not know why they were given to me, but God gave them to me for a reason and a purpose. The first baby that was given to me was my older daughter. From this group of women climbing up a hill singing spiritual songs and happy. The second baby that was given to me was my son. And the third baby, that was a little child who walked out of the group, was my youngest daughter. And so I used to go about asking other mothers, did you ever had a dream where you see your children before you even conceive them and give birth to them? And all my friends would say, Margaret, what are you talking about? You're crazy. I said, no, I'm not. I said, before I had my children, they were given to me. I did not know what sex they were. But in the spiritual realm, they were given to me. I don't know if I'm the only person that experienced that, but that is what happened to me. And I know it's a spiritual thing. At one point, doctors had told me I could never have another child. But doctors are not in control of my life. God is. God give doctors wisdom of how to do certain things because they know your body. And so I'm going to tell you now. I had my first child, my daughter, when I was 30 years old. I had my son 10 years later. I was 40 years old. And I had my last child when I was 41 years old. So you see, to all those young ladies out there, I just want to tell you, You're never too old to have a child. Yes, there are some women, they deal with infertility issues. They deal with all different things where their body is not working. I was told I was too old to have children. And after I had my first child, my daughter, I prayed and I asked God for a son. And said, Lord, I want a son. And so said, so done. He answered my prayer. And my second child is a son. He's the only boy. He's a funny guy. And one of these days, maybe I'll get him in front of the camera. Even my older daughter. Even my younger daughter. And my little grandson. But I thank God for my children. I've learned a lot from them. They have taught me a lot. They've taught me a lot. Our life wasn't easy. But the love is there. The love is there. And so, I just wanted to share these spiritual out-of-body experiences and stories with you, my viewers. And I hope you've learned something from me today. And I hope it has encouraged you and blessed you. Bye for now. Please remember, like I always say, you're viewing, you're liking, you're sharing, and you're subscribing. Please and thank you. Bye for now.